This will be it. This is it. And when I say this is it, it really means this is it.
What Michael Jackson said about Diddy confirms everything. Or at least, that's what the internet wants to believe. It didn't make sense back then, but now, with the lawsuits, the raids, the witnesses, it confirms everything.
The prosecution again is trying to make it out that Sean Combs was a man who had a violent temper and who allegedly forced himself and that violence on women.
Because the man Michael called out might have been standing right in front of us the whole time.
He explained it's because of my catalog, which is my publishing, and they're after it, and they want it, and they want their hands on it, and they want to take it away from me.
So what exactly did MJ say? Right now, Diddy's name is everywhere. Not because of music, not because of business, because of the federal lawsuits. For decades, he was untouchable, throwing million-dollar parties, signing chart-topping artists, and flashing wealth like he owned the entire industry. But behind all the champagne and showmanship, the walls were closing in.
What jurors heard today were tales of appalling physical abuse by Sean Combs as prosecutors portrayed him as a monster.
Multiple lawsuits, some still sealed, accused Diddy of abuse, intimidation, drugging, and more. And those accusations didn't come out of nowhere. For years, people said he was protected by the industry, by money, by the silence of the people around him. But now, one by one, those people are starting to talk. What's making fans revisit old clips and interviews isn't just what Diddy's being accused of. It's how many people hinted at this years ago. People who never called him out directly, but dropped strange comments, uneasy looks, awkward laughs. And that's where Michael Jackson comes in. It happened in 1995. Michael Jackson sat across from Diane Sawyer, next to his then-wife, Lisa Marie Presley, trying to defend himself against the growing storm of accusations. In the middle of that now infamous interview, Michael said something that would be dissected for decades to come. Go to the guy down the street, because it's not Michael Jackson. To some viewers, it was a deflection, a way for Jackson to say, look somewhere else, I'm not the one you're looking for. But for conspiracy theorists, that one line became a breadcrumb, a coded message, a clue. Almost immediately, people online started speculating about who this guy down the street could be. Over time, as new scandals emerged in the entertainment industry, one name started to stick: Sean Diddy Combs. People flooded forums with theories. He was warning us. Diddy lived across the street from him. Michael knew the truth, and nobody listened. And then the internet found the photo. One frame, two men. And suddenly, the conspiracy had a face. This photo always resurfaces whenever people bring up Michael Jackson and Diddy in the same sentence. A picture of the two standing together at a party. Both in black suits, both looking like royalty. Both caught in a moment that the internet has been trying to decode for years. The problem? That picture doesn't prove anything. In fact, the full story behind it makes the theory even weaker. In 2009, just months before Michael Jackson passed away, Diddy appeared on The Late Show with David Letterman and explained exactly how that meeting went down. According to Diddy, he was throwing a party. The energy was high. Security was tight. And then, a surprise guest arrived. Michael Jackson had shown up unannounced. No invite, no warning. He just appeared. And the reason why?
So they can see his arm around me, but then you don't see the shot of him whispering in my ear. Right after the shot was taken, he whispers in my ear, he says, "Where's Beyoncé?"
That's it. That was the whole mission. Michael came to the party not to confront Diddy, not to collaborate with him, not even to be seen. He was there to see Beyoncé. According to Diddy, Michael eventually found her and danced with her at the party.
He came to the party to holler at Beyoncé. This was before Jay-Z though, you know what I'm saying?
Theories erupted online. Maybe Michael was concerned for Beyoncé. Maybe he was watching something unfold. Maybe he knew the truth about the people in that room and had been watching from afar all along. The party, the photo, and the quote from 1995 They've all been stitched together by the internet into something bigger. A pattern, a warning, a story that's still being written, piece by piece, with every new headline about Diddy's downfall. And whether or not anyone understood what Michael was trying to say at the time, that single-party appearance is now seen by many as another clue he left behind. For two of the most iconic figures in music history, the public moments between Michael Jackson and Sean Diddy Combs are surprisingly rare. No collaborations, no public statements about each other, no red carpet appearances side by side. But that silence, to many, speaks volumes. The mystery only deepens when people start looking at how often their paths could have crossed. Two dominant forces in music, both controlling entire eras, both with access to the same stages, parties, award shows, and global platforms. And yet, nothing but that one photograph. That one moment in 2009 when Michael walked into Diddy's party, uninvited, and asked for Beyoncé. Some believe that was intentional, that Michael didn't associate with Diddy for a reason, that the absence of a relationship is the relationship, that Michael stayed away from certain people for a purpose, because he knew more than he let on. The internet has built entire threads around that distance, how Michael, despite being deeply embedded in the industry, never spoke Diddy's name in public, how Diddy, even at the peak of his visibility, never once mentioned a personal bond with Michael, how no one in either man's inner circle has ever confirmed a friendship or a feud. That silence is where the theories grow, and that silence is what keeps the conversation alive. People aren't just asking why Michael never worked with Diddy. They're asking what he might have seen, what he might have heard, what made him drop that guy down the street line, and then never explain it. Even in the years leading up to Michael's death, there's no mention of Diddy in Michael's orbit. And when Diddy did speak publicly about Michael, it was respectful, like in the tribute track Better on the Other Side that dropped right after Michael passed. On that track, Diddy said,
"You made the world dance."
But even that wasn't personal. It was a eulogy from one icon to another, a cultural gesture, not something that hinted at a bond, or a shared past, or any deeper knowledge. And from Michael's side, not a word. No interview where he name-drops Diddy. No diary entry. No song lyric. Nothing that suggests he thought of Diddy at all. To those following the clues, it doesn't matter that there aren't studio credits or tour history. It doesn't matter that there's no official timeline. What matters is that Michael's words and his actions left something behind. A suggestion, a feeling, a message hidden in plain sight. The party photo was the only visual crossover, but the real story, many believe, is in the moments that never happened. The missed calls, the empty collaborations, the unspoken names. And now, as Diddy faces the most serious allegations of his career, the silence between him and Michael Jackson is being reread like a prophecy. Now, there's a reason this theory won't die. And it's not just because Michael Jackson and Diddy are two of the most famous names in music history. It's because the line, "Go to the guy down the street," feels loaded, especially now. In a world drowning in headlines, lawsuits, and leaked court documents, people are searching for meaning in the past. They're going back through interviews, clips, and offhand comments, looking for signs, warnings, clues they might have missed, and that one sentence from Michael keeps floating to the top. It was vague, it wasn't specific, but it was sharp, and to many fans, it felt intentional. With Diddy now tied to allegations that include SA, T-ficking, and coordinated intimidation campaigns, Michael's quote reads like a mirror. A man in 1995 pointing the finger, not at himself, but at someone else. Someone close, someone protected, someone down the street. And now, with Diddy at the center of one of the biggest legal storms in entertainment history, people are starting to look back not just at what Michael Jackson said, but What might have happened to him? In any case, a lot of celebrities have already given their version of what they believe really happened to Michael Jackson. One of the loudest voices? Cat Williams. The comedian didn't hold back. He straight up implied that Michael's death wasn't what the media claimed, that it wasn't just a tragic overdose or poor medical oversight. Cat Williams believes Michael was eliminated by industry insiders, powerful individuals who had everything to lose if Michael kept speaking out. According to Cat, Michael knew what was coming. He hinted at it. He gave warnings, subtle ones, and one of them, Cat believes, was hidden in plain sight. When Michael announced his final tour, he called it "This Is It."
And the nigga knew it was finna happen. He told us, and we didn't know. He named his last tour
This Is It.
Not just a title, but a message. Cat pointed out how the announcement didn't sound like a celebration. It sounded like a man giving up. A man who'd been fighting the system for decades and knew he wouldn't make it out alive. Months later, Michael was dead. The tour never happened. To Cat Williams, that was never a coincidence. He believes Michael had become a threat, not just because of his fame, but because of the influence he carried, and that the very system he spent years fighting back against finally silenced him. And now, that same system is being named in lawsuits tied directly to Sean "Diddy" Combs. Cat wasn't the only one who made the connection. Conservative commentator Candace Owens brought Michael's name up again, this time directly linking it to the current Diddy scandal. On her podcast, Owens claimed the industry's silence around Diddy's case mirrors the same type of media manipulation seen during Michael Jackson's final years. She went further, suggesting that certain individuals who were close to Diddy have also been tied to Michael Jackson's security detail at the time of his death. Candace didn't stop there. She questioned why no one in mainstream media is paying attention. Why no headlines? Why no accountability? And she didn't mince words. In the caption of her YouTube upload, she doubled down, saying there's a deliberate effort by Hollywood and the media to suppress stories like Diddy's, that there's a dark agenda protecting powerful figures, and that this isn't just about one man, it's about an entire structure. And at the center of her comparison was Michael Jackson. To Owens, the same machinery that propped Diddy up for decades is the same one that helped destroy Michael. Same tactics, same silence, same shadow network of handlers, fixers, and threats. It's terrifying to consider, but the people protecting Diddy today may have been the same ones who were around Michael Jackson in his final hours. To the public, Michael was eccentric, erratic, isolated. But to people like Cat Williams and Candace Owens, he was someone who saw too much and paid the price for it. And now, with the lawsuits stacking up around Diddy, they're telling people to pay attention. Because this time, it's not just about money or headlines, it's about who gets to stay powerful and who gets taken out for knowing too much. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.